Hello Flosstube, Elizabeth Martinez, phantastitches here, and this is my episode number 302. My update today is October 7th. Welcome to my channel. This is the channel about cross stitch. Welcome back to my subscribers and welcome to any new viewers. I have a couple things. This is going to be a pretty short episode. I don't have a lot. I didn't do a whole lot of different stitching because I was trying to finish, and I was hoping I would finish this project like earlier, a couple days earlier, so I could do some more stitching, so I could have some other things. And I just got very, you know, I could have worked on more than one thing in a day. You know, and I had more to do, but I get very single-minded, you know, about like hitting a goal or finishing like this. In this case, finishing something. So I really only have one thing that I worked on stitching all this week. But so this should be pretty short. And I just had a couple other things I wanted to talk about. Somebody had asked me about this little cross stitch behind me, the scarecrow thing. That's one of my sister Eve's designs called In the Cornfield. And that's available on our Etsy shop if you're interested in that. So yeah, that's back there. That's her finishing on a little screen thing with some fall fix there. And yeah, so if you want to look at that, if you want to find that, it's on our Etsy shop, Three Sisters Creative, and I'll have that the link for the Etsy shop in the description box below. I can't speak today. Yeah. So that's there, and I think there's still a sale going on, which was to buy any three or more items, and you get 25% off. So now is the time to do that. Because I don't think the sale does not go on all month, but. So, you have a few more days to take advantage of that. And let me see if there's anything else I wanted to talk about. No, I don't think so. We're going to have a busy next few days. My older sister and I are going with my younger sister to hear one of the symphonies. I guess it's part of their pop series. It's called The Beatles Reimagined, and it's kind of an adaptation of a bunch of Beatles songs for the orchestra with singers, stuff like that. It's not exactly like a Beatles tribute show. I think we did that once in Little Rock with a symphony there, with the Arkansas Symphony. We did a Beatles thing where there were guys, and they kind of. They kind of dressed up and kind of acted a little bit, like the Beatles. It's like the Ruddles. But anyway, so they did a lot of the Beatles songs and with orchestra accompaniment and some of them and all that. But this is a little bit different. This is the guy who, there's a guy who is a composer, and he takes and it kind of does a mashup of some of these Beatles songs along with orchestral stuff, but like some of his original, I guess, orchestral writing, and so it's not really like a Beatles tribute show kind of thing. It's a little bit different than that, but that's going to be Sunday afternoon, and then my younger sister and I are going to go hear Sting in concert. I found out, I don't know when, how, that he was going to be well, I guess I found out he was, doing doing this tour, and that he was going to be in various cities in North America. And I thought, since I've been living here, it's a much bigger city than Little Rock, and Little Rock is like probably 500,000, and Phoenix is like the fourth biggest city in the country, something like that. So, and we get a lot of big names here, like Taylor Swift was very famously here in Phoenix, and just like lots and lots of big name singers, acts come through here. So I thought, when I read about Sting, I thought, surely he's coming to Phoenix, surely. And so, of course, he is. So he's performing on the 9th, and so as partly to celebrate my birthday, and also because I like Sting a lot, I wanted to go to hear it, and so I talked Naomi into going with me. She's not, she likes Sting, but she's not a big Sting fan like I am. But I didn't want to go by myself, so she's going with me. Just move this a little bit. It's bothering me for some reason. I don't know. But anyway, so she's going with me, and I've been a big Police and Sting fan for years. I guess I was in college when Roxanne, became a big hit, and then back in the days of MTV and stuff like that, the Police were on there all the time, and I had bought all of their albums, I guess around the time I went to graduate school, was when like Synchronicity came out, their last album basically. And by then, I didn't have any of their albums, but around that time, I bought all of them. Most of them there was like a used record store or something like that, or and so I found a bunch of them there. On my poor graduate student budget, I think Synchronicity was the only one I bought like the minute it came out. But anyway, so I was a big Police fan, and then when Sting started his solo career, little by little, I bought all of a lot of his. I don't think I bought all of them, but a lot of his solo recordings, and I have most of them I have on CD, and. But so yeah, I remember when I was living in Little Rock, probably the last year I was in Little Rock, the last couple years maybe. He had released music from, I guess he wrote a Broadway musical, and so there were several songs from that he made an album from that, and I used to listen to the last couple albums that he did in those years. I used to listen to them obsessively, like on my CD player on the way down to, there was a nearby town called Pine Bluff. It's about 45 minutes away from Little Rock. So I used to go, and I had some bassoon students that I taught down there. And so as I was driving down to Pine Bluff, I had the CD, so I would listen to it, and then I'd listen to it again on the way back, and so yeah. So I'm a big Sting nerd, I guess. And actually, his birthday was like October 2nd or 3rd, I don't know, something like that. And yeah, John Lennon's birthday was the 9th. So yeah. Yeah, a lot of people I admire, it seems like they have their birthdays in October. I always say October is the best month. But anyway, so yeah, we jokingly have said in my family that I celebrate my birthday all month. And that kind of started because around the time I was in college, high school or college, I was very busy. I had always had concerts and things like that. And so, like, my mom would say, hey, we want to go out to eat for your birthday. And, but the Sunday around close to my birthday, ordinarily we would go out like after church or whatever. It was very busy. And like usually on my birthday, I was busy doing something. So whatever, like if my mom wanted to take me shopping to buy an outfit for my birthday present, I'd have to I can go on this date, because I have rehearsal, I have this, I have that. And so it would be like, long before before my birthday or after my birthday or whatever. And so various things, eating out, going to buy an outfit, things like that, a lot of times would happen after my birthday. And so, my dad would say, it's not still your birthday. What are you doing? You're celebrating your birthday still. And it was just, so I jokingly said, yeah, I celebrate it all month long. From anything that happens between the 1st of October and the 31st that is, for fun, is just part of my birthday. But I always say that October is the best month because, like in Albuquerque, I think I said this last year, the balloon fiesta runs, the hot air balloon fiesta runs from the first Sunday in October to the second Sunday. No, the third Sunday. It's 2 weeks long, I think, right? I think 2 weeks long. Yeah. So it's the first full Sunday through I don't know, I'm getting it mixed up. But anyway, so the balloon fiesta is at the beginning of the month. And then my birthday. And also, a lot of times there's a bank holiday right around the time of my birthday. Sometimes it's, like in this case, the day before, I think on Monday. And sometimes if my birthday falls on that Monday, it's like, oh, everybody gets a day off for my birthday. But the weather's really nice. It's cooled down from summer a lot of times. Blue sky. The leaves are changing colors, and then so all these things happen, and then at the end of the month, everybody gets candy. So yeah, October is the best month. Anyway, so we're, I'm doing all these things. Oh, well, on Tuesday, on my birthday, actually, we had the week off this past week because, at church, because, things, a lot of activities because, the schools are all in spring break, But so Tuesday, which is my actual birthday, our Bible study meets again, so we have Bible study in the morning, and then we have rehearsal, orchestra rehearsal again that night. So on my actual birthday, I'm kind of busy. But anyway, so yeah. But anyway, so the next few days are going to be fairly busy. But I still hope to do some stitching in there, in some of those days. And then I guess the 14th is, I bought a subscription to the Phoenix Symphony classical series, and so I think their next concert, as part of that series, the next one I have season tickets for, is like the 14th, whatever this coming Saturday is. I think the 14th. But anyway, so yeah, so I'm just very busy all this week. Anyway, but I did do some stitching as part of my WIPGO goals. And so the WIPGO numbers were 14 and 19, and I think 14 was Piano Cat, which I'm going to get to now because I hit my goal on the other WIPGO piece, and that was number 19, which is A Parade of Elephants and I think I misspoke last time. I said Elizabeth Ann could stitch. I had that on my brain because she had just come to Little Rock. Elizabeth Ann and Liz Matthews came to the attic last week. I think I talked about it last week. and so I had her on my mind. But this is actually by Jeannine McGowan of the Blue Flower. This was in Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher last year, I guess. Yeah, 2022 summer. And she had done a series of animal things like that. And so she did Parade of Elephants. It's a little hard to see in this picture because it's gray on a kind of grayish, bluish fabric. I think the fabric, yeah, this is the idea of a collective nouns to describe a group of animals. This is a Parade of Elephants is the second in this series. But I can't remember, it doesn't say it on here, I don't think. It might say it in some of the other paperwork that I have for this, what the name of that fabric is. But it's a little too gray for the color. Like this particular elephant, it doesn't really show up very well. All of those elephants are kind of hard to see on that particular fabric. So I didn't want to use anything too similar to that because I wanted them to show up a little more. I'm just trying to see if I've got something that says the name of that fabric. Sorry. I guess it's evergreen linen from Fiber on a Whim. And I don't know, it looks very blue-gray to me, but so, in that picture anyway. So it doesn't really show up well. But, so I did mine on red, this red fabric that I dyed myself. It's 28 count Lugana, a piece that I had dyed myself. So it has some modeling in there. But I like the way the elephants show up on it a little better. And these are all DMC colors. The border is a variegated DMC. I can't remember the number, but it's, you know, they have, I think they call them color variations or something like that, or I don't know, they just call them variegated. It's called Driftwood, number 4140. It's like I said, it's a DMC number. And it's mostly kind of a reddish brown. Goes all the way to a yellowish color. But so I had done a lot of the border because I wanted to make sure that I had the placement of these banners. I think is what I started with. Make sure I had it correct, you know. And the way the variegation is sort of doubled on this double line, I stitched both lines at once. So like I stitched 1X at a time for this thing. So I stitched this X and then this X and then this X and then this X, and so that's why the variegation came out basically the same on both lines. And actually, when I went to do, I just had this side left to do, and at the time when I started this, and I without thinking, I just did down one side and up the other, and it didn't the variegation didn't match the way it does everywhere else. So I took it all out. I took it all out and redid it so that it the same way that I had done the other lines, so that it looks, so you see the same double variegation on there. And then the elephants show up very nicely, I think, on this fabric. And just today I just finished stitching this maroon color on there. But yeah, so there's a mama elephant and a baby elephant and a Papa Elephant. And it came really nice. So this is Parade of Elephants by Jeannine McGowan of the Blue Flower. And I know that, you know, I have the other issues of the Punch Needle magazine. And so there was at least one other one of that series that I wanted to do. So maybe someday I'll do it. And then like I said, I was hoping to finish that earlier in the week, or at least like maybe like by Thursday night or Friday night, so that I could work some more on. I'm still working on Black Cat season. I haven't done anything differently though than I showed you last week. What I had done last week was I finished the words, the Midnight Walker Shadow Stalker, with the words on that, and then I had done part of I had started on the little border underneath that first of the series. I have it with me here, but I don't want to pull it out because it doesn't look any different than I did before. But so you know, I have on my WIPGO board, I have 2 new starts, and I don't think I put either one. I hadn't written either one down. But so one of them is, I think, is going to be the second in that series, and I might do it on my birthday. I want to do a birthday start, and so I might do the second of that series, or I might go ahead and do my other new start for the month, which is, I talked about it last week. I couldn't remember which one it was. This is from A Year in the Woods, Cottage Garden Samplings. This is number 10, Little Brown Bat, which I should have remembered. This is October, you know. It's yeah. The fun thing about this is, you know, I've been starting in the upper left-hand corner of these because I'm doing the border that I came up with so that I could put 3 on a piece of fabric. And so once I do the border to know, you know, where to place this, what's nice about this is that the pattern starts with this light brown color in the corner there, so I can basically outline the bat. So rather than doing like some kind of foliage or flower or something that's in most of these patterns, it starts right away with the bat. And if I start in the corner, it starts with the outline of the bat. So that's kind of fun. So I'm hoping to get the bat started this summer, and I mean this month, and this is I want to say it's 32 count linen that I dyed myself. This sort of green, ooh, that's really pretty. But yeah, so I plan to use this to do all 3 of the remaining in that series. For October, November, and December. So yeah. So this is the fabric that I'm going to use, and this is the October one. So I'm hoping to do that, and then my FFO goals are going to be the bunny sampler and my Biscornu, Western Biscornu. Yeah. So I haven't decided whether I'm going to do something special for Christmas. I have the latest like Prairie Schooler Santas and some other ideas. And I just saw a post from Pam Schaefer from Just Keep Stitching, you know. She has made her, I guess, her 24 cuts for, I want to say for WIPGO, I'm not sure, but you know, she was, you know, and I was thinking, yeah, some people are already getting their WIPGO charts organized for next year, and so I haven't looked yet. I only had I think maybe 2 that I was where the goal was to finish them. I think, yeah, one was Kitty Kitty that I did finish, and the other is this one, Parade of Elephants. So I still have a whole bunch of whips to do, you know. And what I might do is, because there's two numbers that are called for each month, and I know some people have like either very short goals, like their goal might be to stitch one day on this and stitch or however many hours or something like that. But some people will have like two or three whips for each square, So I don't know. I'm trying to do a lot of FFOs for each month. Not only ones that are on my WIPGO board, but sometimes if I've got other things that go along with it, like I did all those smalls. They were supposed to be done in July, but they ended up being done in August. But I did a lot of those smalls, and last month I did a couple of finishes, FFOs that were not on my WIPGO list, but I had added them in later. So for this month, I just have the Western Biscornu and the Bunny Sampler, and if I have something else that I could add to that, I might, just so I can do more. But I don't have a whole lot left to do FFO wise, because the stuff that's on my WIPGO list, there's only November and December left, so I don't know exactly what shape my WIPGO board is going to take next year. I might do the same thing about the new starts, or instead of doing new starts, because I have a lot of charts, but instead of doing new starts, I might do more whips, because I have some whips that that I added to my pile in May, because I did a sort of modified small mania. I think I did not 23, but I did 23 days. I think I doubled, I had like 11 new starts, and I doubled them and whatever. So so I have all of those new starts, plus I've been doing a new start every month this year. So I have 24 times 2, 48, plus the mania whips, whatever. So yeah, plus whatever's left on my WIPGO board from this year. So maybe I'll do 2 or 3 whips and not list FFOs or new starts next year. So yeah, we'll see what shape that takes. But yeah, so it's time to kind of start thinking about next year's WIPGO board. Also, I just realized that I didn't even think about any kind of the witchy stitchy stuff. I don't think there's a formal. I think people are still doing witchy stitchy in the month of October, but I don't think there's a needle minder thing. It's just people are doing it, but I totally forgot about it. I think because there wasn't an announcement of a formal thing, but I had read something, like somebody was asking, "Are we still doing witchy stitchy?" And somebody said yes, but we're not doing there's not a needle minder associated with it. And that reminded me that my needle minder from I think it was the February I Love to Stitch is still on the embroidery.com site. I have to, like, make a purchase, and and it gets added in as a free item. So I need to, like, look at the embroidery.com site and find something that I need to buy. And also, for this Sting concert that I'm going to, I had bought a pair of tickets and kind of, was a little unsure of the situation. And so I talked to my sister, and at the time I bought them, I don't remember what the deal was, why I went ahead and purchased them. I think I don't remember what the deal was, but I had looked and I talked to my sister about, because I wanted to make sure I bought them from a legitimate site and things like that. But then when I talked it over with my sister Naomi, we weren't quite sure it was correct, and so we ended up going to a different site and buying another pair of tickets. And then, anyway, long story short, I wanted to resell those first set of tickets that I bought. So anyway, so there's a way you can list them to resell to the ticket office that I bought it from. So anyway, but they pay through PayPal. So I did sell that pair of tickets, and the money is going to be deposited in my PayPal account after the concert. And so I think there used to be, I don't know if there still is, a way to get money out of PayPal, but you have to pay a fee to get it out of there. But I could use that PayPal money to buy things, of course, So I need to look at embroidery.com, because I believe, they take the PayPal payments on that site. And so if all of that works out, then I can use the PayPal money to buy something on their site and finally get the needle minder. And I have to do that soon, because it's gonna expire or whatever, I think. So anyway, so we'll see what I come up with to get from there. But anyway, I think that's it. You're patting this video, because I didn't have a lot of stitching to talk about. But next week, hopefully I'll have more, because I'll go back to working. I'll have my piano cat on my goal, and probably do some, new starts next week or something like that. So, I don't know. So I guess that's it. There was something I was gonna say. I don't know. But anyway, so that's all I think I have. Oh, a little bit of haul, just a tiny bit. I went ahead and bought some more of this thread. I bought, like, this maroon color. I bought a skein of that because I have that color somewhere, but I couldn't lay my hands on it. And so rather than, like, ransacking all of my projects to find that one skein of thread, I just went ahead and bought another one, right? But, I didn't want to pay for just the one skein of thread, because I don't really use cash. I just use my card for everything, and I rarely have cash. And so, I didn't want to put, 53 cents on my credit card or debit card. So I thought, I'll get something else. And so I just bought a little package of 25 count Lugana in pearl gray. So, yeah, I had to buy something. And I didn't want to buy another pair of scissors. I did want to, but I didn't. So yeah, so I just bought the skein of thread and the 25 count Lugana. anyways, and as a matter of fact, I thought, well, I should have bought like the DMC threads for some other project that I had that, you know, that I, well, probably for this little brown bat. It has the, I got the fancy floss for it. It calls for coal and mocha, coal KOHL and mocha. They're I think Week Styleworks, yeah, Week Styleworks colors, and then the rest of the colors are DMC. And I know I have them all, you know, but you know, like I have to go and round them all up, you know, and again, I don't know if they're in my other project or whatever. So, but mostly, I think most of this bat is coal and mocha, you know, and it's all these other colors that are DMC colors. So I had to, you know, so I thought I should have just bought all of the DMC colors that are in this, you know, just so that I would have them on hand, but, you know. Anyway, so that is everything, and I will see you next Saturday. I'll be a year older. And, yeah. And so probably next Saturday I'll have to do it zippy quick, too, because, you know, I'll be going to the concert, that night. So anyway, okay, so I will see you next week, and yeah, also I'll try to put all, I wanted to tell my my giveaway winners that I put everything in the mail on Friday, so you should be getting your prizes next week sometime, because Monday is a holiday, but you should, you know, depending on your mail, you should get it by next week, or sometime at the very latest Monday. So yeah, so thanks for helping me celebrate my 300th episode. And you know, just one thing, I happened to be looking at my stats on my YouTube account for some other reason. And it said I only had 287 episodes. I could swear I had 300. That's, you know. But, so anyway, yeah. I don't know where the discrepancy came from, but it's, you know, yeah. So anyway, it's by my reckoning, I have 300 episodes. So, well, this is 302 this week. So, but anyway, thank you for playing along and celebrate that with me, and you know, I hope to do, maybe I'll do 300 more. I don't know. I don't know if the fad will wear off by then. I don't know, but until then, until next week for my 303rd episode, I'll see you all. Thanks for watching, and have a good week. Bye.